Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, you know what time it is. It's Thursday night. It's 10 o'clock. I'm Dan Marty. I have no idea. With Man Unknown over here.
You got COVID.
I had the hiccups.
That was a hiccup.
That was COVID?
MJ in the house.
Unbelievable, wrestling fans. It's time.
I see. I got this. You heard that cough.
It's time to...
Plus, he's got moccasin breath.
It's time to...
And I cut him off every time he starts talking.
It's time to party with Marty on Wrestling Insiders. Stand by.
The Royal Rumble is the second biggest event of 2021, and it's going to be even bigger. During our Wrestling Insider pay-per-view watch-along is the former Raw main eventer himself. John Cena Sr. will be in studio live during the big event. We'll watch the Royal Rumble, take some questions, sign some autographs, and make this year's Royal Rumble as interactive as it can be without you being there in person. Get ready for John Cena Sr. live during the Royal Rumble, January 31st. Boston wrestling sports and the MWF explodes into a new year of unknown with professional wrestling content galore, and we need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after we review the previous night's Monday Night Raw, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with the unpredictable WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights after WWE, NXT, and AEW at 10 p.m., you never know who's going to show up on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's No Holds Barred Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll journey through the 80s and 90s on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday nights after the lights go down at the Thunderdome on SmackDown, it's John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. If you want early, ad-free access to all of our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and to help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times, for less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
All right, wrestling fans, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insiders. Dan Marty, along with the mystery man, Marty Jannetty. You almost look like you're on the lam from the police or something, Marty.
I'm embarrassed.
Are you wanted from anyone?
Yes.
We don't got any more Chattahoochee going on, do we?
No, it's none of that. It's just them young ladies. Look, man, sometimes you can't get to all of them in one night.
The Bozarks are
I
looking
feel bad
for
for
you.
roosters.
For
Let
who?
me get this off.
Who, Terry?
Roosters. No, not Terry. Roosters. I lost my tooth.
All right, well, you're getting really excited then.
You know, because you can't service everybody in one night if you got a big coop.
Annie never had that problem.
She'd have, well, she was a regular for the hammered one.
Had bragged about it. She was the only person that could come close to putting a smile on Greg Valentine's face with her ass-eating skills.
Ass-eating?
Yeah.
What do you think they do? They look for hair around it?
I don't know the
put the
position.
kids, do this to the kids.
I don't know if she kind of rolled Greg in a ball with the legs up and went in that way, or if she turned the hammer over on his stomach and Greg just kind of relaxed and,
One
and
time,
she went to town.
it reminded me of something. I don't know why, because it wasn't even related.
Ass eating? Yeah.
No, not that.
No, not that.
But one of my partners, tag team partners.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me put my tooth in.
He was eating?
Mm-mm.
She bragged about that.
It was, yeah, she liked it.
No, she used to say, Shawn and Marty, baby.
Yeah, Shawn.
Sean enjoyed the ass eating.
Yeah, MJ in the house didn't get no ass eating. I don't like no little snail on my asshole. Sorry, kids.
Now, I wonder why she'd brag about eating both of your asses if it was only Sean.
She never got that tongue That would be close. She never came that close.
And she would brag that, you know, to her credit,
Not
she
about
said,
me, she didn't.
I'm not like those other whores, baby.
You sound
when
more like her
Vince
than she
comes
does.
to town, he'd buy me a drink, baby.
Leave Ann alone.
Well, that's what she said.
She meant well.
Was she classy because she wouldn't spread her legs for the boys?
What
Just
about
her
Big Bird?
tongue. Well, apparently she has a little Jannetty.
Why would
Big
you
Bird
tell the world
Jannetty.
that? I'm already struggling. You know there's
You
over
probably have a
300,
7-foot-tall son.
300 with a nose that's a bit longer than she's tall. Oh, shit, she just heard that. I didn't mean that, sweetie. You got a nice nose. There's no way if you did a lot of cocaine, it'd get missed.
She came to one of the live events. I don't know how the conversation came to be, but she lifted her shirt up, showed the scar from her C-section, and Annie went, "That's 'cause of Marty, baby!"
Oh, that wasn't from the baby, because, you know,
What
back
was it
then,
from
I've
then?
shriveled up as I got older.
What?
I've shriveled up since I've gotten older.
No, she had a scar
I'm
from
trying
a
to tell you
C-section.
why.
Oh, all right.
Because back then I had a pretty big one, and when I stuck it in, it busted out her stomach. I'm like, what the hell's that? Oh, that's me.
And Gina?
Big Bird, yeah. That's what the scar's from. It ain't from no baby.
It was from the
No, you ain't never gonna catch my kids walking out the
violations.
side door.
Well, Annie was adamant that it was 'cause of you, baby.
I bet if you put it in front of me, I'd call that a lie.
I took, like we said in one of our previous episodes, I think an Arena Rat interview would be tremendous. Because I tell you this, you know what? Let's be honest.
Why?
Well, we're always honest, but you know, it is kind of insulting to call them ring rats and whatnot. But
You finally catching it?
But they chose to do it. You know what I mean? They
That
love
don't make them bad people.
No,
They like
it doesn't
dick.
make them a bad. Like our good friend, the Hall of
I'm
Fame.
about to piss every girl off out there.
Like our good friend, the Hall of Famer,
If
Mark
I get a
Dustin
chance.
says, he's on the Boston Wrestling Board of
Who?
Directors.
Who?
The Hall of Famer, Mark Dustin. He said Mark Dustin. He said a lot of the nicest people he knows are whores. So,
Is that male or female or both?
female. Maybe male. I'll have to ask Mark.
One
I
of
don't
the
know.
most perfect, I saw a picture of this one time, and
Yeah.
I thought it was so, I'm about to piss a lot of my girls off.
Big.
And in a way, that's good. I don't need that
They'll
many.
keep them away from you.
Look, man, 30 or 40 is good enough. I don't need all that. But I saw a picture one time. Me and Andrew, remember Andrew Dice Clay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were together. We were sitting there.
Famous comedian for people that
Yeah,
don't know.
oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, very good back in the, what was it, 90s, 80s?
In the late 80s and early 90s, that guy was one of the most popular entertainers in the world.
And he was raw. He was like us. So
Yeah,
he
like
was
us.
And we saw a picture. We was hanging out up in Long Island somewhere, Wantagh, which I always call Wantagu. But we're sitting up there, and somebody gave us a picture of. It was a girl on her knees in the kitchen. She had a frying pan in one hand and a hand and a whisk broom in the other and a dick in her mouth. And we looked at him like, that's the most perfect picture.
Cooks, cleans, and the other thing.
Not trying to be vice president.
No, it was
Oh shit.
not
Can we
Camel.
cut that part out? Because I'll have machine guns over it. If it ain't for real, I'll be
Was it,
hallucinating.
wait a minute, was it Kamala?
It's not Kamala, it's Kamala.
Kamala?
Yeah, like a common person.
I don't think anyone really says it correct.
No, she
But
don't.
wait
She
a minute.
fucked her name up a couple times.
You're trying to say that Kamala serviced
Kamala.
Andrew Dice Clay? With
No,
the-
I misspoke if I said
Oh,
that.
no. Well, I didn't
I don't even
understand.
see where you got that from.
So it was just a random woman that was doing, they had the pan.
There
and
was
the
a picture
broom.
we were shown. Woman,
It was a woman, but not.
fry an egg, whisk broom is you gonna scrub the floor with, dick in your mouth.
Not Kamala.
Perfect. Why you stick on that?
Well, you brought her up in the middle of the conversation. I thought maybe it was her.
I must have fucked up.
No. So she didn't fillet Andrew Dice Clay, as
No,
far
I
as you
didn't
know.
say that.
All right.
She might have.
She might have.
I don't
Do
know.
you know who actually opened for Andrew Dice Clay? Oscar.
Oscar, the rapper?
Men on a Mission.
Oh, for real? I love Oscar.
I don't know if you're familiar with his story of how he got hired by WWF.
Oh, you think you told me, but I forgot.
He was in Vegas
Right.
playing
Yeah.
slots, and they were getting ready for WrestleMania 9. And Vince, Mr. Perfect, Macho Man, he saw them going through the casino. And you know what? Give the guy credit for having balls. He went up to them.
Having what?
Balls.
What?
Balls. He went up to them and said, let me, you know, like this, he goes, I want to do a rap for you. He did, and he's incredible.
Right off the top of the dome, yeah.
Right off the top of the head, he did this 30-second rap about Macho Man.
He
Vince
was good
was
like
blown
that.
away. He said, call my office Monday morning as the elevator door was closing, Stamford, Connecticut. And then on Monday, he actually called, and he got the job.
Hey, I'm going to tell you.
Isn't that interesting? But the thing, he was opening for Andrew Dice Clay when he
I
was
didn't
in
know
Vegas.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
True
Me
story.
and Oscar are boys, you know, and we talk.
Oscar's a good guy. I
love
don't know if you know this. Dr. David Reese is the president of
Dr.
this.
who?
Dr. David Reese.
What does he do?
He's the psychiatrist I've told you about.
Oh, for
the renowned
CTE, okay.
psychiatrist. He works with a CTE.
When you say renowned, what does that mean?
Very well known. He works with a lot of major league sports
so
franchises.
and noun, which is like a pronoun and noun.
Yeah.
But renowned.
Renowned. Renowned.
Okay. Can you spell it?
No. Oscar is our vice president, so he's still rapping away.
Oh, he is still. He's vice.
He is the vice president.
I saw him at WrestleCon a couple years ago. His wife is a sweet lady.
Oh, Dreamy Mimi is
Yeah,
a nice,
sweetheart.
nice. What a wonderful human being she is. They're good people. But
Yeah.
Oscar, and you know what? Maybe we'll get to this point when we talk about the '90s WWF runs you had.
What year are we in
But
now?
we're in '89 still.
Still?
But the way he was violated and humiliated as a human being, Oscar, just very, very sad. And I don't know if I don't think you were booked on the event where they paddled him when he was on his birthday in Orlando, Florida.
What are you talking about, bro?
About a dozen of the
Don't breathe no more air.
About a dozen
Leave
of-
that for the rest of
about a
us.
dozen of the boys on his birthday. They said, "Hey, oh no, we're having a meeting. Come on in." They took him. It's awful. They took him and threw him down on a table. They
Where'd you hear this?
from him. They pulled his pants down.
Okay.
And they started. They said, "How old are you this year?" I don't know, 32. And they whipped his ass 32 times with a paddle, like he was a little baby. And then he actually went to what was Talent Relations at the time, J.J. Dillon, who said, "Well, I guess it's a good thing you didn't turn 60."
But you know what? I got to go Tony Ellis on that.
What do you mean?
I don't believe that story.
You don't believe it? You don't think he was paddled? Well, I also, and this was before.
Then you can't be a man.
But, well, if you have a dozen guys holding you down,
Don't matter. You get up and get as many as you can.
what's the matter?
You get up, it ain't nothing matter. You get up and get as many as you can.
If you have 12, got Kevin
You
Nash
gonna
fucking
get
holding you
well, I
down?
know me, I'm gonna get 4 or 5 or 6 of them.
Well-
maybe 7. And one leans in late, you might get 8.
Brother, look at the condition you're in, and look at the shape Oscar's in. And I love Oscar, but look at the shape Oscar's in.
I just don't believe it.
All right, well,
It could be true, but I doubt it.
we need,
Like what Tony said about Barb, like, I don't believe that.
we'll have to find evidence. I know some of the culprits that were on that live
But not to
event.
ruin the story, so what happened though?
He got, no, they paddled him. Another time, the Stein
Oscar's a
is,
grown
I don't know if you
man.
were there for it, the Stein has taped him to a urinal and urinated on Oscar.
No.
There was no urination.
I wasn't there, so I can't. I would like to say no, but I
Actually, you
wasn't
were
there,
there.
so I
You
don't
were
know. No, not in front of that. I wouldn't
Well,
have let that
you were
happen.
in the company.
Right,
They
I wouldn't
took duct
have
tape.
let that. And the Steiners are my boys.
They took duct tape and
And
they
hopefully
taped
I
him
was
to
theirs.
a urinal, and then they used him as the...
When did you put tape around your wrist? The left
Me?
one. There, look at the left one. Do you know when we wear tape around our wrist,
Yeah.
you got to yank it off, and
Yeah.
it takes all the hair? Look
Yeah.
at your
Oh, it
left.
would kill me, right?
The underside.
What do you mean?
The
Yeah.
wrist. Unless it's lighting, do this. Don't do it Trumpish. Do it. No, the other way. See right there, all that missing hair. You wax.
That's Mother Nature, brother.
It just ended up like that.
Yeah. See, look.
If you was a girl, would you get
there's
yourself
no gimmick
waxed? If
going
you
on.
was a girl, would you do like the Kardashians and put it in there, go ding, and then you were like, wait a minute, give me my clip back though.
All right.
Oh, sorry, kids. Oh, shit.
The World Wrestling Federation in 1989 was an interesting place. We mentioned, funny enough, J.J. Dillon moments ago. In 1989,
You know, when I got fired, it was 13,000 time. JJ was in the room.
Yeah.
And I might have told this, but I'm telling it again. Vince brought me in because Shawn had told some bullshit. Now I'm more shortcut where I'm trying to sugarcoat shit. I'm going to go raw right now.
We're going raw.
Shawn had bullshit about the Royal Rumble and said that Marty was so fucked up. I had to lead him by the
This
goddamn.
is 93.
91.
3.
Was it 3?
When you worked them in a
The
single?
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, when you worked them as a single?
Yeah, it was after, you're right.
That was 93 in Sacramento.
Yeah, encyclopedia. But I think it's the story, not the year that matters. But Shawn went to Vince and said, Marty, I had to lead him by the nose. And all it was they interjected Sherry and it changed up the rhythm of the match. And I think we talked about this earlier.
No.
Oh, then it was Eric last night because we talked about this. But Shawn went to Vince because Vince was there. He called us aside. We come back from the match. He called us over aside. And, he always did. He like, oh, guys, you guys stole the show. And we were expecting something like that. It wasn't our best match. It wasn't the one we'd done before.
I think, to be honest, I think people were expecting
Why
a
would you be
classic
honest
and
now?
they didn't get it.
Let me tell y'all something. No, let me say this real quick. When you lead into something like, I'm going to be honest, that's saying you've been lying like a motherfucker.
No, you want to know, when I say it, I come from the point of view as I don't want to hurt your feelings. Does that make any sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Because I think, honestly, and I know me, as a wrestling fan in 1993, I was psyched to see that match.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a bad match.
No, it
but
wasn't bad. It wasn't what
classic?
we could do.
Was it a classic? Was it the best Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty match that there could have been? I don't think it was as good as the house show match you had at the Boston Garden the month before.
Yeah.
So
and it wasn't, but because they interjected Sherry, you get a rhythm down. You get you get, and they threw Sherry and said, at this spot do this, at that spot do that, and it finished this. And like, why the fuck did we go around for 3 months? Or no, it wasn't 3 months, 3 weeks, getting this match down. So the day of the show, you change it, and then get upset. It wasn't what I heard. I heard y'all had bombastic. Hey, Madhead, bombastic.
That's a word.
Yeah, it's a word. Can you spell it?
When Bob Hawley was putting the new Midnight Express in 1998, he was Bombastic Bob. He was. True story.
I believe it. I love Bob, man, but Bob was different.
So we'll get to 93, which was another interesting time period. But
let's finish up.
all right, go ahead. All right. So J.J. Dillon comes in from the NWA. He was the manager of the Four Horsemen, the NWA World Champion Ric Flair. All of a sudden, J.J. comes to the WWF, not to be an on-screen personality, but to work as one of Vince McMahon's henchmen, so to speak, in the office. The modern-day version of what would be talent relations. What did you think of J.J. coming in to work as office personnel? Did he interact with you guys a lot?
I'm sorry, what?
Was he on the road just to TV tapings?
Look, see the Ferris wheel right there?
Yeah.
Because I lived in Vegas for a minute.
It wasn't there then.
Or when I lived there, it was.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, you must have lived there recently.
Recent. Yeah, I just moved back like about a year ago. I actually moved there to be a part of a wrestling organization that never happened.
That never happened.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
But see that wheel?
Yeah.
People used to. I'm sorry y'all can't see this.
You lived there? I can put a picture up. You lived that close to the Strip?
I was in Henderson, which is like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But you could see, if you're on a hill, you see this very sight.
I love that.
And that
city.
wheel right there was right by Fremont. Fremont was the place to go. Hey, for y'all to go to Vegas.
Fremont Street experience?
Yes.
In Old Vegas?
Yes.
Isn't that fun?
How you know?
I've been a million times. I go to the Cauliflower Alley Club every
you
year.
act like you ain't got no money.
I don't. I find a way. Oh, no, other than Florida, I think Las Vegas is the only place I could live in other than here. I love Las Vegas.
But see, you're a partier because here's the way it is in Vegas. Living there, like if you're single, and you're not.
I am.
You're not.
Even though I'm a little I'm getting up there.
As far as what?
Age.
Man, wait till
You know,
turn.
isn't it funny?
You're 40.
Our combined
You're
age,
young as hell.
you and I have a combined
100.
age of 100. Can you believe that? Isn't that something?
There's my
And I
friend.
bet you this, a lot of people, if we went on the street and asked them, who do you think is older, him or him? I bet you at least half would say me.
Because you don't paint your damn hair.
You think I need to gimmick it?
And you had a tarantula leg hanging out earlier.
You think I need to gimmick it?
What's wrong with it?
Well, I'll tell you this.
It ain't you fooling nobody.
I-
It's available. Look, I ain't got a right arm, but here's one I can snatch on. But no, I want to be real. I just
hope-
go without a right arm.
I hope Baby Marati isn't watching this, but
Who?
Baby Marati.
Who?
The little one.
Who?
The junior ambassador, the one that Mr. PlayStation
Hey,
5.
I know what you're talking about.
This,
I can see how many times I can get you up
I've
to
been
repeat.
seeing someone
That was 3.
a little bit, but I don't know. Linda doesn't need to know that. You know what I mean?
Who's that?
Linda is the one that wouldn't let him
You
come
said
in.
Linder.
Linda.
Yeah, there you go.
She wouldn't let him come in and take the picture that day when he was here for his
I
birthday.
thought we did up front.
No, you didn't get to meet him. Remember, I had to go outside with his birthday gifts. Thank you, Matt Guitar Murphy.
Yeah, but we're down to 10
Oh, but
girls.
anyway.
Yeah, okay.
This individual kind of wants
Just
me
say
to...
the name. You made me say
no,
everything.
no.
He makes me say every name that I don't.
Just
Look.
because here's the thing, with the kid involved,
Oh, okay, got you.
I don't
Yep,
even know
yep,
if he's
yep,
going to
yep.
see it, but they like
Right.
they like the beard. They want me to grow a full beard in, but I've never really had it, so I don't know.
Doesn't mean it's got to be white.
Yeah,
Grow a beard.
just for men, baby. So you know what? Next show, I'm going to go the Kevin Nash route. I'm going to go from all gray. You got a kick out of that one. I'm going to
What was
nash
it?
myself up.
What do they call it? A Bigfoot. He's got a Slim Jim product out.
Kevin Nash?
No, Bigfoot. Remember the big
The
ass?
Saskatchewan?
Yeah, but he's got a Slim Jim product or beef jerky. It's a beef jerky product, and they always show him like don't fuck with.
I don't know that one. I'm not a beef jerky guy, I guess.
I've seen you jerk your beef.
No, that'd be lame.
I was in a distance of it because I ain't supposed to
I've
see
never
that.
had beef jerky, as a matter of fact, much like a cup of coffee. I don't know what it tastes like. I've never had it.
That's why you fall asleep a lot.
Maybe that's it. But this individual says, oh, it's so sexy if you grow in the full beard. And it's like, oh.
Where do you gotta stop shaving it? Because I see the shave marks right
Yeah, so that's what I mean. They want me to give the whole thing. But you think I need to gimmick it up, give it the Kevin Nash.
Man, you look like Father Time.
I look more than my age is the problem.
Dude, you're only 40.
Yeah, and I move even worse. That's what I mean. You got a year or two on me, and you move, and your ankle needs to be reconstructed, and you still move around better than me.
No, I don't know about it. I will. I'm getting surgery soon. Time y'all see this, I'll be in a cast.
That's right, baby. Soon enough, he's going to be flying off the top rope again.
But they used to do a thing
All
over
right,
here
what do
on
we
the
got for-
Vegas
yeah.
thing, where you get that wheel. See that wheel?
Yeah.
And they thought it was funny, like when you're on the wheel, you spin around. When you get to the top, you throw your drink and let it rain down on
Oh,
the
the
people.
window opens on it?
On that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've never been on that. I tell you this, that's kind of a fun area too. Have you been, it's kind of new, but was that area right around the Ferris wheel open when you were living there? That little plaza they developed? It's a really nice walkway.
Open. When were you there last?
Last year.
Oh, I ain't been there in 2 years, but when I was there, yeah.
Oh, it was a really cool little area they developed.
Yeah.
You kind of have to walk a little bit to get into it, but once you're in there, I think there's, what's it called? That Western burger chain is there. In and Out, is that what it is?
Well, there's
Almost
a lot
like
of
the
In
Annie
and
with the
Outs.
tongue?
There's a lot of
Oh,
In and
they're
Out.
delicious. That's the first place I ever had one, was right near the Ferris wheel.
Oh, real? Yeah, man, it's cool. But here was the thing. Now, Henderson,
So
with
people
this
were
picture,
throwing drinks out the window.
yeah, Henderson from this picture would be back this way. He'd be behind us.
Okay, east kind of.
And here was the thing. That's why I loved living there. If you don't feel good today, don't open the front door. Because when you do feel good and you want to party, open the front door. Here's the party. Just come out the door and join us. That shit right there. And for a partier,
It's Disney World for adults.
yeah.
Everything's open late.
All you got to do is Flomax.
You got to take a break? All right, wrestling fans, we're going to take a brief timeout. When we come back, we'll actually talk about the subject of this show.
What was it?
More of the World Wrestling Federation in 1989. Stand by.
For another year.
The World Wrestling Federation was live at the Golden Dome in Monaca, Pennsylvania, Friday, January the 28th, 1994. In the opening contest, Sparky Plug beat Bastion Booger. Jeff Jarrett with the win over Jim Powers, who replaced the 1-2-3 Kid. Diesel defeated Bob Backlund. Rick Steiner victorious over Johnny Polo. And in the main event, WWF Intercontinental Champion Razor Ramon retained the title over Shawn Michaels. If you are in Monaca Live, share your memories in the comment section below. Use the links in the description box to keep wrestling legends working in our eBay store and on our acclaimed Patreon streaming service so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling. Check it out. Boston Wrestling Sports in the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll journey on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view, watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times. Join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.
All right, wrestling fans, welcome back to Flomax Hit.
You cut off at 3.
Because 2-1 you say silently.
Yeah, but you didn't have enough time to do that.
I didn't have enough time?
Man's messing up our show.
Well, wrestling fans, I do a countdown before you guys see what we do. I go, and 5, 4, 3.
And then he goes,
Ladies
go.
and gentlemen, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So 1, 2, and 1.
So 2 and 1, I was taught, are always silent.
You know what else is silent?
Well, I mean, no, I don't. What?
It smells bad, though.
Huh?
What you just did.
What I just
Yeah,
did?
where's my mask?
I don't know.
They call it silent but deadly.
I haven't been silent since I came out of the womb.
You know, when I was born, I smacked the doctor, took a cab to the club, and been partying ever since.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was a true story.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, it's
I
true.
wouldn't be surprised if it was a true story.
It's almost.
Ah, you know what? Annie said she came close to her first ass when she came out of the womb, but that's just...
She probably came out there.
She came out of an ass, yeah. All right, wrestling fans, back to the topic at hand. What
What is the topic?
What did you think of J.J. Dillon coming in instead of a talent as kind of office personnel to be a liaison to the talent, so to speak?
You use that word liaison?
Liaison.
Liaison. How you spell it? I always, golden rule, don't say words you can't spell.
All right.
But
What did
what
you
I thought
think?
about it
Yeah.
was I like JJ.
He had a
But
good
JJ
run.
was an office boy. He was a kiss ass.
80,
oh shit, he's hearing this.
He was there from, what, 89 to 96? He had a good run.
JJ took shortcuts.
No, what do you mean?
I ain't gonna tell you that.
What do you mean? You got to
Hey,
explain.
can I take this off?
Yeah.
When you turn your head that way, because you got moccasin breath.
I don't know what
Moccasin
moccasin
breath.
breath even is, but
You know what a moccasin is?
I know what yeah, they go on your feet.
Huh?
Don't they go on your feet?
Oh, you talking about the shoes? No, I mean the snake.
The snake?
Yeah.
I didn't even know what moccasin was a
Well,
snake.
there's a water moccasin.
Oh, you know what? I've heard of that. You're right.
You've heard
I
of
didn't
it.
know. I didn't put. Who's that? Annie?
No, it's probably down. So where's my dude? Where's my
Isn't
phone?
it in the belt?
No.
I hear it. It can't be. It can't be too far away. Is it in your sock?
Oh yeah. Ah, fuck
Yeah,
me
you
off
should put
it.
them in his socks. Who do you got? Which bowl?
Oh, it's Pat Rose.
Pat Rose.
One of the boys.
Oh,
Pat, what are you doing, man? Hey, man, you on national TV right now.
Who I am?
Yeah, because we were doing, what we doing?
Wrestling Inside is Party with Marty.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast show. Like the one we did with you there. Say hello. This is Dan Masters, but Dan's
Variety,
friend.
but close.
I know, but you don't let me cut up.
Oh, all right.
It was Dan Marotti who messed it up, but say hello.
Hey, Pat, how you doing, brother? I hope you're well wherever you are.
He said, Dan. No, you don't remember Pat Rose?
Yeah. Well, I said hello.
Yeah, but you said Dan Masters. For y'all don't know, Pat Rose, one of the best wrestlers. Hey, where did we start, man? Georgia Championship? What was that back then?
Georgia Championship with Gordon Soley.
Yes.
I love that guy.
You know, yeah, man. We was talking about him earlier, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, man. Well, listen, I'll let you go. Call me tomorrow.
Okay, I'll call you tomorrow. Hey, we was talking about Donald Trump, man, because he called earlier. We did an episode a few ago, and people don't like him no more. I don't understand it.
Fuck, I love him. Hey, don't give up yet, brother. Don't give up yet. You're gonna win this shit.
You know, if he don't,
Fuck
shit.
all them
There's always
Democrat
2024.
I hear that, brother. All right, man, do your thing. Tell your boy I said hello.
Hey, I will. Love you, brother.
All right, love you too, man.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
You never know who to expect. We had Pat Rose tonight. We
Yeah,
had
sure.
Pat Tanaka back on SummerSlam Sunday. I don't
Donald
know.
Trump called about 5 episodes ago, during right during.
Well, he knows you're down in
Did you
Georgia.
say did? You was right there.
You are down in Georgia. He probably needs your input on what's going on in the state. Now, what are you doing now?
I'm gonna start trouble. Keep talking.
all right.
Don't give him dead air.
J.J. Dillon. What did you think? You said he took shortcuts.
I love him
What,
to
what
death.
does that mean? How do
did
you
what?
take a shortcut?
The best way I can explain it is ask Shawn. And what I mean by that, from what I heard,
Did Shawn fillet J.J.?
so you ain't gonna get me in that trap.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what you mean by shortcuts.
You already know.
I know, honestly, I don't.
They don't know that you know, but I know that you know. So,
But J.J. was involved in this?
anybody that's an agent,
All of them.
I'm think of one that's not.
What's that now?
Name one that's not.
Gurria?
Think of one that's
Really?
not.
Strongbow?
No, okay, you got one.
All right. Steele?
Oh, George?
Yeah.
Got 2. Keep going.
Briscoe?
I've heard stories, I don't know. One of them. Which one died?
Jack died. Jerry was the agent.
Right. Why do you think he was the agent?
So that's the shortcut route, apparently. But in his actual job performance,
Which one?
outside of his other performance, JJ, what did you think of having
I
him?
like
as a-
JJ.
Yeah.
I really liked him. I think he liked me. Not like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he liked
Well,
me.
maybe, you never know, but
Well, that's okay. I don't mind.
you weren't Shawn.
They happy?
There
Let
goes
me
the
go.
Hulkster.
No, don't you touch it. You know, like that.
Yeah. Well, but was JJ good in his role in working with the talent?
I thought so.
Yeah. What would someone like J.J. Dillon do in talent relations? Would he talk contracts with you? If you ran into trouble, would he
It
be
was
the
sort
one
of
that
book.
issued
You
fines?
know what? Honestly, it was like he was the they call it bumper. When there was going to be some bad news, go to JJ.
So it was like what Jim Ross turned into later
I
on.
guess, yeah.
He was the forerunner to talent relations. Was he good in relating with the talent?
Some of them, but some of them didn't like him a lot because
Who are you calling now?
I was going to put one of my agents.
One of your agents. All right, this should be good.
Yeah,
don't
put
know
it
if
right
this
here
is-
so it can be heard.
What's my call? Hello.
Hey, stop being a hoe.
Oh, dude.
Well, I can't help it. You're not here.
Look, man, we on a live. This ain't live. Is this live?
Well, we're live to tape, that's for sure.
We're live taping this, and we're up here in Boston, and they don't put up with no shit up here. You know, Mark, what's his name, Wahlberg?
Yes,
Is
he
he
has his
from up
own
here?
chain of hamburger restaurants.
I know who he is. The singer, right?
Yeah.
He's an actor too.
He's,
How much hoeing's how much
he's like
hoeing?
J.J. Dillon, he multitasks.
How much hoeing's going on in Chicago right now?
How much what?
Hoeing?
Nothing.
Not you, outside of you.
I don't know. There's nothing happening in Chicago. It's
Every,
dead.
it's like Boston is locked down. We can't even go to breakfast at 9 p.m.
I have to, I was invited to a party at a dungeon in Wisconsin tonight.
A dungeon?
Well, she's a freaky. What was you gonna wear?
There's a dungeon in Wisconsin in Milwaukee.
I've always told you something's wrong with you. And what was you gonna do in the dungeon once you got there?
Well, it depends who I'm playing with. Now, if you were in town, I'd go with you, and we could have some fun.
We can do that. We do that over the phone daily, nightly.
Well, more before than now, but it depends
Marty,
what
this
person I
is-
bring up there with.
this
I
is
mean,
insane,
my
Marty.
boy partner comes, I beat his dick.
I'll get it.
And, he's
I'll get it
running
off.
tonight. If another rough friend comes, we do some pet play. He'd walk me on my leash, he pet me. When my other friend comes, so it's like it's
How many times you got? How many times? Let me ask you something real quick, because we got to go. We got to get back on point.
We do.
How many times you had up in you lately?
I've been laid, let's say, like maybe twice.
You've been laid twice. In how long a period? Huh?
In my friend's van.
In your friend's van lately? You're old enough. You don't
Twice,
need
I
to do
guess.
that no more. I'll get Dan to send you some money to get a room.
No.
No, but we'll go ahead and do that. We'll go finish the show. I'll call you later.
We'll call you later.
Yeah, I miss you. You better, hon.
I will. All right. That was Demeter.
That was what?
Demeter.
The meter?
Well, Demeter. D-E-T.
Oh, Demeter. Is that her name or?
Yeah, it's like a Greek goddess or
Oh.
some shit.
Well, she enjoys her dungeons, and
She's different.
even in her 2 times, she's been more active than old Dan Marati lately. But anyway, so JJ, how did you like interacting with him?
I loved it, man.
Was he someone? Would you like negotiate a contract with him, or would you discuss finances with JJ? Would
First
he
of
be
all,
that type of guy?
Macho Man taught me one thing about this business, and it's actually true in life. DTA. What is it?
Don't trust anybody
Yep. And so you have
unless
to.
it's
don't.
me and you.
Sometimes I look at you sideways, and I know you cut your eyes at me.
What? You know what? I'm not even going to say what I told you earlier, but hopefully you took
Yeah,
that
what
as a
did you
compliment.
tell me?
Well, remember that issue that we kind of ran into yesterday? I said if it was someone other than like you or Tony Atlas,
with the
I would
money.
have thought
Yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah.
being worked.
Yep.
And
Well,
I mean that sincerely. You're a good human being.
Bob Holly once used the N-word.
Well, yeah, nice. He doesn't say many nice things. You know Bob.
Sometimes I like to fuck with him.
You know Bob.
You saw that?
You know Bob. He doesn't say many nice things. But back to...
Yeah, but he'll say many mean things.
Yes, he will.
He's
I love Bob, though. He's a very honest human being.
He's like, well, he ain't gotten smart enough. And let me tell you what, the only time I got mad, and Bob, you listening, you can't deny this.
All right, let's hear this now.
I threw up a damn idea. We was riding with smoking guns.
Mm-hmm.
We're all baby faces. They would get personal appearances. We're all riding together, so me and Bob would go with them to like the malls and shit, and there'd be lines, and we'd go with them. And sit there and wait, you know. And if somebody recognized, we'd sign and shit. Because WWE at the time, WWF got a letter like, these guys, Marty and Bob, great. They wasn't even signed. They didn't even make no money off this. They were just there, and they signed. They were better than the guys that we paid. And I got an idea of it. Once they showed that. I thought, maybe let's do this. Here's a storyline. We're at a mall or wherever. They're signing, and we jumped them like we clotheslined up. They're sitting there signing, all nice and prissy and all that shit. And we come out like, and knock the shit out of them, put the boots to them in front of the mall and mall people, but they don't know. So you're gonna get real reaction.
Yeah.
You know, and they loved it. I presented it to Bob and Guns. But I said, but the Vince, when you take an idea to Vince, he's not trying to shoot it down. He's looking for the problems that might come out. And you got to cover those. So if he can find the problem ahead of time.
You have to have a solution.
Yeah. And so once you go in front and throw an idea to Vince, and he goes, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if? The first time you go, it's over. Gone. Because shit happens that you don't expect.
Right.
If you can prepare for the ones you know, what's going to happen to the ones you don't know when you get stuck on one you do know. And so told them I've not got the finish to this yet. And everybody was crazy about it. Like, yeah. Bob, I love you, man, but God damn it. He went and fucked it up.
How did he fuck it up?
He went and told Vince at a TV taping, hey, you know, I wasn't there at the meeting.
He pitched it.
I told them, not yet.
Gotcha.
It's not ready. And he went in there, did it anyway.
He rushed it.
You know what, Bob? I'm going to go ahead and tell stories. Because I love you. If you want to come try to fight me, I will fight. Because Bob, you know, he's got a little attitude and a little toughness that.
He sure does.
Yeah.
But like I said, I have all the respect in the world for Bob.
I do too.
think
I
he's
love
a
the
good
brother.
man. All right.
But again, I will fight if that's what you want. Do your best. But he went to Vince. I got an idea. 20,000 girls. Matt Daddy's behind the camera. Matty Daddy.
All right. Back to
Matty Ice. But so he went and pitched the idea to Vince. Vince asked one question. He was stuck. He didn't have an answer. Damn it. And he told us that night when we were driving to the next town, hey, I went and pitched the idea to Vince, and he didn't really like it. And I was like, how did he not like it, and why did you pitch it to him? I told you not to do that goddamn shit.
you were the veteran of the crew.
And well, you know, it ain't
And
matter about the
your
veteran,
idea.
it's about the ideas, who makes sense.
Right.
And he said, well, I told him what you said, and then he asked me something, and I didn't know. And I was like, what the fuck did I tell you? Don't say nothing because he'll ask questions. And the first time you can't answer, get out the door. So Bob's simple ass fucked that one up. I tried to help Bob another time too. I love him to death. Whether you believe it or not, Bob, I don't give a shit. But I do love you to death. But goddamn.
He's a friend to us.
When we split off, he was like, man, I want to do something. I said, right now you got a good chance, because it was Bob Spark Plug Holly. Because he really did race cars. And at the time, Jerry Nadeau was had a race car, NASCAR, for WCW. Right?
That's right, yeah, they had the racing.
Yeah,
car.
29 car. Here's another legit driver, Bob was. I mean, he was in the Winston, he was in the Bush League, I think they called it. It was one up, because you have to win so many things to move up. So I was like, that's a perk, because Brett come out and dogged it. Like, we're not like other places that have race car drivers. We're about wrestling. And I said, there's your opening right there, brother. Go out there and challenge Brett. Say, hey, look, I'm a racer. I race cars. You're talking shit about us. Why don't you have a match with me? You know what Bob's... I mean, is that custom made?
Yeah.
Bob told me, he looked at me, he goes, Brett's not the champion no more, though. You're a mid-card tag team, and you got a chance to wrestle with Brett, who was a champion, and you don't want to do that storyline. It's fitting. He's knocking race car drivers. You're a race car driver, and you don't want to mess with that because he's not the champ. He ain't the champ. Who you? You're on a mid-card tag team, bruh. Fucking, you're not even that good. I don't care if he gets mad at me or not. He wasn't that good. You know what he did? He hurt people. I'd be on the apron and watch him drop kick people, and their heads would whiplash. Bam, bam, bam. And I would say, Bob, what the fuck, brother? You're killing them. Well, they shouldn't be in wrestling then. No, you shouldn't be. You can't control yourself. It's easy to look good when you hurt people. You what?
He was too stiff?
In my opinion?
Yeah.
No, in the opinion of the guys that got whiplash. You know, you drop kick, their head don't need to go like that. And as I said, I love you, Bob, but fuck.
He was a little stiff.
Well, shit, a lot.
Speaking of stiff, we had J.J. Dillon in his role taking shortcuts in 1989.
How did you get that out of stiff?
But I mean, are those types of relations what moved him up the ladder in the company, in your opinion?
Who?
J.J. Dillon?
I think J.J. was at the top of the ladder. We just all didn't know how he got there.
Were you surprised to see J.J. come in and put in that role, where he was a renowned manager in NWA?
Yeah, before Horsemen, too.
Yeah.
Big time.
You know, as a young kid, I had no idea that J.J. Dillon went to work behind the scenes at WWF.
Yeah, nobody did.
Yeah. Was there a reason why he did that you know of, or?
He was a kiss ass.
Did he just want to be off the road? Or was it, how often was he on the road?
I can only speak for one I know, because you're taking me into a place I don't know. I'll answer this. I love JJ, I still do. I think the world of him. But I also saw what he was. I mean, I was raised like that. I saw what people really were. But I still loved them, and I still could be with them. They're still, what are you doing?
No, I was just organizing.
You straighten the papers?
Yeah. So, what was it? You said you could only say what you could only say what
I
you saw.
know.
What did you see?
It was kiss ass.
That's how he maintained that position for 7 years.
Yeah, I don't know how long it was. I just
Yeah, he
know.
was there from '89 to '96.
Yeah, and I never put a calendar to it. Like, hey, he started today, click. He ended today, click. Let me count them days. I never did that.
Here's the thing you noticed, though.
What I did.
No, not you. But he left in 1996.
Who?
JJ. He was in the office. Yeah. He had the position he held. He knew the status of everybody's contracts. What year did all the guys start going from WWF to WCW?
He wasn't gone by '98, and I'll tell you why.
No, he left in '96.
Oh, you didn't?
WWF.
Oh, WWF,
and then he went back to
I thought you meant WCW.
He went to WCW in '96 with the knowledge of all the WWF contracts, not only when they expired, but he knew what the guys were making. He knew what WCW could entice them with to make an offer with, and then look, Hall left, Nash left, X-Pac left.
Because you couldn't power play.
Left.
You couldn't say, look, I'm making this right here. You got to top that. Because they found out, no, you ain't making that.
Right, right.
But,
so he was very smart in his political maneuvering.
Look, man, I got nothing. Okay, I've said this before. I'll say it one more time.
All right.
I got nothing against the people that suck dick. Myself wouldn't do it because my heart wouldn't be into it and I wouldn't be no good at it. So why bother doing it?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it good. And my heart's not into sucking the dick.
Well, that was always Annie's philosophy. Her heart was in it.
No, her tongue was.
She had a passion for what she did.
And some of the guys were glad.
They sure were. But, well, so J.J. Dillon had an interesting run. You got along well enough with him.
Let me tell you what happened.
All right, let's hear it.
J.J. in charge of WCW. I got in. Remember when I told you, we talked about this in an episode previously, which was, I didn't see them all. But I had got a shoulder torn with Justin Bradshaw.
From John Layfield, yeah. Or Justin
gave me a slam.
Yeah.
And this arm, I hit the floor, it was like this, and it just, it ripped the damn rotator cuff. And I was like this for so long, and Vince wanted me to take time off, which I didn't want to. I was okay, keep going, but JJ, when I got to WCW, it had gotten better. and he got hurt again working with Conan. I love Conan. Conan showed up at the arena that night. It was in Miami. He lived there at the time. I don't know where he's at now. I ain't seen him in so long. But Conan, he comes in. He saw me. We were boys. He was like 2 hours late. I mean, the show had already started. And he goes, Marty, you know what I'm doing? I'm like, yeah, you mean you were working? He goes, oh, fucking thank God. He goes, I got to go back home and get my boots.
Was this a TV taping or a house show?
Yes, TV. It's on TV. I got the match.
Really?
Yeah. But he was, you know, back then we all were, you know, partaking in the powder, medicine, whatever. And man, he showed up in bad shape. He forgot his wrestling boots. He had to go back to his, he had to go get them.
And he lived in Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or close enough right there in that area. But we was wrestling in Miami, a TV taping too. That's why I can show you the match. Oh, he was out of it. So I'm trying to get over. I'm trying to make me good, right? But I see a friend like bad shape, so I'll do whatever necessary to get the attention off him.
Now, were you gimmicked up or just him? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was good. I was doing good at that time.
Good for you.
Yeah. And I told him about the shoulder. I'm like, no. This gets back to J.J. Dillon. But I told him, like, brother, don't, whatever you do, this shoulder, leave it alone. Because it's a torn rotator. Hadn't healed all the way yet. Which, without surgery, a torn cartilage ain't going to heal.
It's not going to heal, right?
Yeah. And got in a match, and we did a couple things, and he was so slow, so sloppy. You know, because he was
high. Yeah.
Or coming down from, or whatever. And he did like the, what do we call that, with the clover leap, and you leap forward, and you go over, you rip your shoulder out.
Oh, he did that to you?
Yes,
oh,
and he didn't go, he didn't do the flip, so it was halfway there. You could see it on TV, you know, I'm like, damn, shit, fuck. I ain't got no more use for it. And after the show, you know, he apologized. Did I fuck up? I'm like, nah, you're right. But I told JJ, look, I don't want to take no time off, but and I was going to have a match with Kurt Hennig, which would have been great.
That would have been really cool.
Oh my God, we had a good one. Didn't get to do it because ripped my shoulder out. And JJ called me. He goes, "We want you to go get surgery." I'm like, no, because everybody that was, when Bischoff was in charge of Ted Turner's pocketbook,
right?
Angel C of money, and give you this, give you that, and they had the injured reserve like all sports do. And you know the wrestlers taking advantage.
Oh sure.
Torn fingernail. I need a few weeks off.
4 weeks off. Yeah.
And but you get paid, you know, during it.
It wasn't like the 80s.
And Eric Bischoff or somebody had enough. Maybe Ted, you know, Ted didn't know what the fuck was going on. I mean, what's her name? Jane Fonda was getting fucked by Eric. Shit. All right, let's cut.
Wait, by Eric Bischoff?
No, I got to go to the bathroom. Cut.
All right, wrestling fans, we're going to take a brief timeout. When we come back, we're going to
can't let me tell that
party
story.
with Marty.
The Royal Rumble is the second biggest event of 2021, and it's going to be even bigger. During our Wrestling Insider pay-per-view watch-along is the former Raw main eventer himself. John Cena Sr. will be in studio live during the big event. We'll watch the Royal Rumble, take some questions, sign some autographs, and make this year's Royal Rumble as interactive as it can be without you being there in person. Get ready for John Cena Sr. live during the Royal Rumble, January 31st.
All right, wrestling fans, as we continue through 1989, J.J. Dillon apparently found unique ways to climb the corporate ladder at Titan Towers, which wasn't even built yet. Let me ask you this one as we wrap up the show,
I'm scared
Marty.
of this one. Oh, it's a wrap-up?
Yeah, that's what I'm told by...
No, I hurry because I got something.
What do you got?
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, no, what do you got?
No, what do you got?
I don't know. I heard something about Jane Fonda.
From what I understood, she's a... No, go ahead.
No, I want to hear it.
Piece of shit.
She what?
Piece of shit.
Jane Fonda?
Yes.
Was she involved with any wrestlers?
I don't know about that, but I know this. No, I'm not going to say that.
Oh, come on.
There's cameras everywhere. Look,
The statute of limitations is over. WCW closed in
At that part,
2001.
the statute, we ain't worried about lawsuits. We were worried about the boys come up when you sleep, go.
Missy Hyatt even told the story about what
You
happened
know,
with her
Missy's got
breasts.
huge titties.
Well, they had the poster of her breasts in the office, remember? That's why she sued them.
Just her breasts?
I guess it was at a pay-per-view, her top fell off,
On purpose?
and they took a screenshot
Yeah,
of it.
accidentally, look, y'all, look, my fucking titties fell out. Good, I gotta rip my shirt.
And in WCW headquarters, there was a poster of her breasts about the size of the Las Vegas mural.
Oh, the strip right here. Y'all should see this, man. It's huge, and it looks, it's beautiful.
We'll have to get a shot of it. It reminds me of being there. It's
Should
nice.
be back here.
It's almost like we're on a hotel balcony or something, you know what I mean? And we're just talking and enjoying the Las Vegas ambiance.
Yeah,
But was
right.
Jane Fonda, as far as you, did you ever hear stories of Jane being involved with wrestlers?
Did I ever tell you about the time Bill Eadie, because you said you're upstanding?
Yes.
He had to bail me out of Austria, not Australia, Austria.
Why?
Because the promoter kind of cheated me and accidentally fell off the balcony at the hotel. And Bill, the thing I thought the most of was the Pit Bulls. It was a tag team back then.
The ECW team?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Gary Wolf and
Yes.
what
I
was the
think
other
they're
one's
both
name?
gone, brother.
They are? No, I think Gary Wolf is still alive.
Real?
The bald-headed one, I think, has passed
Or
away.
they're
I
both.
can't think of his name.
Oh,
See
well,
what happens when
well,
you-
with them and oh shoot, gosh, they're Public Enemy. Remember them,
Oh,
Mike
very
and
well.
Rocco.
I told you, Johnny Grunge, when I worked for Boston Bad Boy Tony Rumble's CWA, he said I look like Joey Styles every time he saw me.
You talk like him sometimes too.
Like who, Grunge?
Styles.
Joey Styles?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I get that excited, but... So, so Bill Eadie bailed you, what do you mean? He bailed, did
so
you
what
get arrested?
what had happened was, the promoters tried to rip me off, and I was in a bad place at the time, dark, and he was ripping me off, obviously, and was going to try to rip me off my money, and that's all we live for, you know, was to please the people, but pay us. And he was going to try to rip me off because I had a reputation of, you know, being a bad boy, tore up hotel rooms. Now,
Did you tear up a hotel room?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, if I tore it up, I wouldn't have pushed him. I didn't push him off the balcony. But what happened was he got up in my face, and I shoved him back like that, and he went back. And the heel, I can recreate it. The heel, when he got pushed and caught, and he stumbled back in the little balcony, second balcony of the arena. It was at the arena, just this high. And this is going to fall under the category of like, God damn, how many people did you make disappear? He fell he fell.
Over the balcony?
Yeah. Down to the crowd was coming into the arena.
How high?
And here's a body plap.
How high?
Oh, I don't know, about 30 feet.
So that
40.
was that it for the man?
Well, I don't know. And I
don't
don't want to know, but I will say this.
So what happened with Bill?
Bill Eadie.
Yeah, how did he save you?
But, well, here was the thing. When that happened, within 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and what it was, he was trying to rip me off. He goes, you tore up the hotel room. He was trying to take $1,000 off my pay.
You didn't destroy the room, though?
Nope.
All right.
Nope. And it was
you know-
reputation. He was thinking he was getting away with something. Like,
Do you
you
know
always
who did?
fuck up. And I didn't fuck up. And I could prove it.
How can you prove it?
Go with that at that time. We'll
Oh.
go back over there, show me the fucked up shit. Because I didn't do that. And they ended up, when they called the hotel, like, what was the damage? Oh, he didn't pay for Coca-Cola, which was $3.
That was the damage.
Yeah,
Okay. So I can see you being hot.
yeah. And I got a little pissed, and I shoved him. But I wasn't trying to shove him
It
over
was
the
accidentally. Yeah.
thing. And he fell in front of people, and then it was Austria. The police got me, took me to the station, and I got pictures, man. We partied together. We had a good time. Hold on, let me eat some
What
paper.
year was this, would you say?
95-ish. I'll go with 95.
Weren't you in WWF, though, or was it during one of your
No, it was in
hiatuses?
between. It was before the New Rockers,
When
which
you
was
were gone for a
96.
little bit.
Yeah,
I gotcha. Yep. You came back in late 95.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in between
It's a good thing I remember your career as good as you.
Yeah, because I don't. But you got to remember, when you have 5,000 matches and 16,000 girls and 400,000 cities,
In 80 different
you
countries.
ain't going to remember every one.
In 18 different countries, yeah.
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 But so with that, the Austrian, it's Austria, not, it's where Arnold Schwarzenegger's from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
what-
Graz, was in the place where he's from.
So the police came to the hotel.
Yeah, and got me and took me in, and they were saying, they were all fans. I got pictures, man.
With the police?
Yes. I got pictures where they were such big fans, we were cutting up. I'd put them inside the jail cell and take pictures of them like oh no, holding the bar and shit, like all that, and cuffed up, and like I arrested them. But
It
they
was a
were
big
like,
deal for you to be at the police station.
yeah, for them, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me, but you know, they told me, Marty, we gotta get you out of here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, yeah, I don't mind that.
No,
But
who said
we
this,
still
the
had a
police?
long tour to go.
The police said this?
Yes.
Okay.
We got to get you out of here because if he doesn't make it, you know,
So he was in the hospital?
Well, at that point,
Yeah. As far as you knew, he was in the hospital.
no, as far as I knew, he fell off the balcony.
That's all you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they said if he don't make it, you're going to
There
get
could be
charged
trouble.
with, yeah. And in different, and it's like this in different countries. They said that, you know, it's going to be months before you even see a lawyer.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were trying to help me get the fuck, and they did help me get the fuck out of there.
How was Bill Eadie involved?
Okay, so back to the Bulldogs
Pit bulls.
and Pit Bulls, I'm sorry, and
Bill.
No, gosh damn, Public Enemy.
Oh, that's right, Public Enemy. Was
They
in, yeah.
took, because the police showed up at the front of the hotel. The train station was right across. They showed up, and those guys, they come up to my room. They're like, "You can't go out the front." I'm like, "Why?" Police are down there. They're looking for you. You're not gonna get away. You got to. They tied bed sheets together, a bunch of them, and threw them over the back balcony of the room,
What was
which
this,
was
the
only
Hangover?
on the third floor. And so I had to get it and they eased me down, and I'm easing down. And then I ran to the train station. I called my brother and told him what's up. Like, what did I do? What did I do?
How did you call your brother?
Oh, from the phone. And again, no cell phones. From a payphone.
How did you do an international call from a payphone?
Yeah, because you can do that. It's
This
like,
must have cost a lot.
I'm sure at that point I didn't care about that, and I'm sure my brother didn't.
Yeah. You should maybe collect.
Well, yeah, whatever it was. You know, because you do the, back then, with the payphones on the wall, because this was 95-ish, or whatever it was. And yeah, you got to put the country code, and then you type it in, and you do collect, which costs a lot.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Internationally?
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they got my brother, he was used to the shit. He goes, yeah, goddamn, yes. Because you got to say, do you accept the call?
Right.
And he's like, he knew something was wrong because he knew I was over, doing a foreign tour. And he's like, God damn, yes, because I can hear him talking. He can, but I told him what happened. He was telling me, scoot down in the corner, don't. He was pretty wise. He was in the Marines as a sniper and pretty up there.
This is Gino?
Yeah, my brother, yeah. And he was telling me I was doing all that, but Bill Eadie, now back to Bill Eadie, I'm hiding, I'm waiting for the train that I might, and they got police at every.
So you're trying to get on the train in Austria to get out of the country?
Get the fuck out, go back to the airport.
What country were you trying to go to?
I was trying to get out of Austria. I didn't care.
Anywhere but Austria.
But to the airport so I could just fly my ass home. And I'm sitting there, and they're walking by. I'm on the phone like this, pay phone.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like that. And they walking by and shit. And I'm on the phone with my brother, like, they're walking by. He goes, just be quiet, don't say nothing. If they don't see you, just let them keep going. But they close off like Grand Central Station, if you ever been there.
Yeah.
You being a Boston boy. They got all these, you go up here to this train, that train, this train. There was police at every fucking exit, and I'm like, I can't sneak by.
Really?
I can't sneak by. They're fucking blocking the exits. But Bill Eadie came through. The hotel was right there, right next to the place. I seen Bill going through it. I'm looking at it like a hero. Oh, thank God there's Bill. He's walking by like, psst. He looks at me and he was like this. In fact, I got to get out of here. He goes, no, you can't leave. He says, you got to come back, pay the damage, they were trying to charge me. He goes, because they won't let us go to the next town. They won't let the bus go without the boys. And you can ask Bill that. You know Bill real well.
Oh, yeah.
He'll tell you firsthand. Yeah, and he said, you have to turn yourself in. And so I didn't want to, but Bill was the wise one, on that tour.
Yeah.
And
He is. He's a very wise man.
Yeah.
He's a very trustworthy man.
Yes.
A good human being.
Yes.
Especially in this industry.
Yeah.
I think the world
He don't
of
even
that
need the
man.
money. He loves the industry.
Yep.
He's
done well for himself, and he's a smart man.
Yep. Smart.
Smart, yeah.
And, so I went ahead. Boy, it was a lot of stuff that went on.
It's surprising. I never heard anything about this.
Ask Bill about that part, because he don't know.
So, Bill, you said he was your savior, but he convinced you to go back and turn yourself in?
Because I was holding up the bus. They were going to the next place. But they would not let them go until they got me.
What happened? So what happened at that point?
I went back to the hotel, which is right basically across the street.
From the train station?
Yep.
Okay.
And, so they cuffed me and they took me downtown. That's where I was telling you about the pictures, how the police.
Right.
And they were big friends. I say friends, but fans.
Fans of the business.
Yes, and they were like, "We gotta get you out of here. We gotta get you out of," because they speak German, I think, or they got a different language there. And so they took me to the train station that went to a plane station
to the
that
airport?
you take off of, and they went with me because I couldn't speak the language. They of course speak the language. They got me out of there. The bottom line is they got me the hell out of there.
So Bill Eadie convinced you to go to the police station to turn yourself in.
He said we can't leave until you go up there.
And these police officers helped escort you to the airport?
Yes. They took me to the police station.
And
I had to go through the police station.
Right, so you went to the police station first.
Yep.
And then after turning yourself in, these officers escorted you to the airport?
One did, yeah, because all of them were all happy. I get pictures of them handcuffed, I did it, Billy Club and all that shit.
Yeah.
And behind the cage or jail thing. But, when it came down to it, they sent one guy to go with me. It was one dude, because he could speak the language. And they were getting me out of there, get him out. Because they said it'd be a while.
So they were trying to help you?
Yeah, of course, yep.
So they escorted you to the airport and you flew home to the United States from Austria?
Yep.
And nothing else happened? Mm-hmm. Or what else happened?
A couple months later, how much we got? 20?
20.
A couple months later, I'm sitting in my living room, and the promoter girl was a lady. She called me and she goes, Marty, she goes, Steve Kern can confirm this story.
He was there too?
No, he was part of her. She tried to rip him off. She was, man, this is a lot of...
Steve Kern was on the tour. How did she try to rip Steve Kern off?
Because he was with her on another tour.
Oh, okay.
And they became friends, and she tried to get all his jewelry from his wife and shit, saying how she could... I don't remember the exact story, and I don't want to get it wrong. But she, she was trying to rip him off. But she liked me, and I liked her. She talked to Gino. My brother's a no-nonsense kind of person. He catches somebody bullshitting. That was his job in the Marines. So anyway.
So you came home, got home from Austria, and you get a phone call from the promoter's wife or girlfriend? What was she?
No, let me tell you.
Okay.
All right, so there's a window behind me. I'm in my TV room. And I'm sitting there by myself, relaxing, having a good time by myself. I ain't got to answer nobody's damn question. I'm sitting there. And I hear my doggies bark. They didn't bark unless something was up. And I look behind me and they're barking at the fence. I had like a 6-foot privacy fence thing. And they're barking in one area. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with them? Fuck. I'm back to the TV. Yeah, I seen a red dot going across. And right where you could see a shadow of my head, the figure, the head, and you seen a red dot go back and it blank out at the shadow part. But back and forth. And it took me a second and I was like, fuck. Oh, and then let me back it up. She called me. The promoter, the lady, I wish I could remember her name, but actually I'm glad I can't because she might still be in power. She called me, she said, Marty, be careful. That person that fell off the balcony, high power, meaning high up in wherever, and they're coming to look for you, they're coming to get you.
In the United States?
Yes.
How would they do that? I mean, you're talking about in a legal fashion. Is that how you took it?
They don't do it legally, bruh.
So they were sending people to...
Why you acting naive, man?
I'm just trying to get the
You're
story
Italian
straight.
boy. You know how this shit works.
Well, you're 100%. Well, you know what? I'm going to zip my lip with
you
this
know
one.
how this shit works.
So they had Austrian people here in the United States that were coming to... So what do you said you saw a red light pointed at you?
Yeah,
Was it
you
a
know,
gun?
like the guns that got the laser, whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it is. I'm sitting there. She'd called me and said, Marty, be careful, they're coming. Because it was a high up guy. And I didn't think nothing of it. I was sitting there. At that time, I didn't have Swaggy or Waggy or, but I had G-Bone, my doggy. And we were sitting there watching TV. Seen that red dot go across the wall, and it did like this. Zzz, zzz, zzz. It started zooming in right where the shadow of my head.
Yeah.
It was right there. I'm like, God damn, and I laid down on the couch real quick. And nothing happened, but the dogs next door, everybody went crazy, all the dogs, and they disappeared. So nothing happened as far as that. But they sent somebody to get me.
How?
I don't know how. I don't know what you mean.
Was that the only instance, or were there others?
Yeah, it was over after that, nothing.
So at one point, potentially, someone was around your home with a gun, ready to take you out,
Yeah,
but
the
your
back-
dogs maybe scared them away, or?
I don't know. The dogs didn't start barking until after, actually. When I seen the dot going back and forth, and then slowing down right here, like my head's right here, the dot was doing this, and then
So there were no fires?
zooming in. I was like, God damn, it took me a...
So there were no fires shot?
No.
Huh.
What's
You must have been scared
Where'd
out of
that
your
come
mind. That one came from up there. That's all right. We can fix it after the episode. Who's that? Alexa Bliss and
Is that
Alexa Bliss and Dickie Cross, folks. You can get this on eBay. It's a tremendous autograph collectible. It was set to be on sale at the SummerSlam store. That didn't happen as Matt didn't
They had
get
a store?
the shot of it, but that's all right.
I'm gonna go run the bathroom.
All right. Well, right now we're going to take a brief timeout. We'll be back to wrap up the show.
Don't tell them what happened afterwards.
All right, fans, as we welcome you back, I'm still trying to get to the bottom of this. As far as you know, was Jane Fonda interacting with any of the wrestlers?
As far as I know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to see it to know it.
Did you hear any secondhand stories
Of course.
Jane?
Yeah.
Who did you hear was
I
with
ain't
Jane?
gonna repeat hearsay.
Are you sure?
Why do you think Trump didn't get reelected? Oh wait, what year is this?
2021.
No, this is showing.
That we're 2021.
Month?
Yep, Royal Rumble weekend.
That's 20th?
20, I think it's the weekend, where are we? The 28th? January 28th, I believe, is today's date.
AEA dated you for a while.
What's that?
Hey, I want y'all.
But no, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Jane, we're going to get a million questions. Was Jane Fonda intimate with any of the WCW superstars?
When we get to the bottom of it, then ask the catfish. I'm not going to say nothing else.
But you do have the knowledge.
I was there.
Well,
I don't know if that's knowledge, but I was there.
Oh, this is an interesting one, folks.
You ain't
Jane
getting it.
Fonda. She really was a WCW fan. No wonder why Ted kept it around for so
Well, I
long.
was going to say, she was with him. Were they dating or married?
They were married.
For how many years?
Long enough.
And how much money did he have?
A lot of money.
Who do you think is more famous, her or him?
Her.
Think so?
I think if you ask the average person on the street, they'd
We're
know.
asking y'all, the average, I didn't mean the average person. Who is more famous, Jane Fonda or Ted Turner? Does she have Fonda TV or whatever it's called? Turner,
She doesn't have networks named
TBS,
after her, no.
broadcast, yeah.
TNT, TBS, yeah. But he's really out of
You
the
got
picture
to
as
know,
far as
like,
that
if
goes.
you're watching the show, what channel is this? TBS? You got to know that that's Turner.
Turner
But her, all
Broadcasting
you're going
System.
to get is like, which dick did she suck this week?
So she was filleting.
Did I say that?
She was filleting the WCW superstars.
But I don't like her, and I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Because fuck the bitch.
She what?
Fuck the bitch.
Why don't you like her?
Because she fucking with the guys in Vietnam. She went
Oh,
over there
yeah,
and
yeah,
she spit and called them pieces of shit. That's kept her fucking ass alive. Fuck you, Jane. Here's my dick. Let your mother choke on it.
Well, who did she choke on?
I ain't gonna tell you that either.
All right. Well, one more before we go, Marty. February the 15th, 1989.
Hold on, man. I'm pissed off right now.
All
I
right.
would pull her hair out and put it on her fucking bald pussy.
And it's an old one. They might not.
Might have wrinkles.
It's a wrinkly one.
How you know?
I don't know. I wasn't in WCW.
I am really worked up right now.
Well, what
Tony's gonna get mad at me again. Come on, bruh. God damn.
Tony?
Yeah, he's always mad at me.
Who's Tony?
Atlas.
Oh, I don't know if he's a Jane Fonda fan or not.
Doesn't matter.
Did Jane Fonda fillet Tony? Oh no, Tony wouldn't do that. He was married at the time when he was there. And one thing I'll say about Tony, he'll be walked on, but he will not cheat on his wife. He'll only let
How long they been together?
30 years, and she
Holy
found him living in a park,
shit,
homeless.
That's a good ass 30 years. Nobody does that no more.
Isn't it sad?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's very sad.
And you know what? As much as he loves these foot walkers and whatnot, his wife had a stroke in June of 2019. She's been hospitalized ever since. He still has the women walk on him like he normally would. But other than that, he continues to be a faithful human being.
That's a good brother.
And I'll tell you this,
What you gonna
she
tell
is
me?
much older than him. Much older than him. You know what I mean? So I give him credit. But so it certainly wasn't Jane Fonda with Tony Atlas, but yeah. Is there anyone you could think
I
of?
feel bad right now for Tony. That's got a hard thing to go through.
Well, and not only that, you know what sucks? Lost her. She worked as a seamstress, so they lost her income. From that, they take her entire Social Security check outside of $40 to keep her in the hospital. Then coronavirus hits. Tony loses all of his wrestling bookings. He loses all of his personal appearances. You know what Tony Atlas has right now? This studio and his drawings to try and survive. And so, you know, he's old enough to collect Social Security, but I mean, that's tough to try and run a house when you were used to an income, her Social Security, her income, his Social Security, his job as a personal trainer that he's lost, plus all of his income from his wrestling bookings. He's fucked, the poor guy. And that's why, as much as he drives me
No,
crazy,
you're not, Tony.
he drives me crazy sometimes
No, we got
with
it,
his
bro.
calls and him showing up out of the blue hours early, but my heart bleeds for the man. I care about him so much, but he drives me nuts. You must have people like that in this business.
The more you love somebody, the more they can damage you.
He doesn't damage me. He's a lot to handle sometimes.
Did you hurt me, though?
Yeah. I
Right.
do. Let me tell you, and I hate to, he will go out of his way to say how much I've helped him on these shows. And I don't do it for fame and glory. I do it because I want him to have a normal, regular life that he deserves.
That ain't true, man. You want the fame.
No, I don't.
And the glory.
No, I don't.
They do.
Let me tell you, no, I don't. You want to know why?
Why?
Because when someone finds out you're that good of a soul to one, others come out of the woodwork.
See, you're
looking
still
for it.
doing it for a reason. It's supposed to be because that's how I am, not because I'm expecting something.
I don't expect anything back. What I'm saying is, once, especially in an industry like this, once someone finds out you're a good soul and you'll give, they come out of the woodwork. You know what I mean? I don't need
If you'll
more
give,
of those.
of course they do.
I had the Sheik.
But you
I
can't expect
babysat the
returns
sheep.
on your deposit.
That one I did. Tony is a different story. But I care about the man. I want him to do well up in Maine, and he knows that. I've gone above. You know what? That's not
He's
a
such a
story for this
good-hearted
show.
dude, man.
Who?
Tony.
He is.
Such a good.
He doesn't deserve what he's had to deal with.
Yeah,
You know, he was almost like Goldberg. We said too much too soon. That was the title of his book, as a matter of fact. He was a young phenom.
You know, Tony was like Mr. USA, 7th place or something. He was way up there.
Yeah, it's
Way
not
up
a.
there.
It wasn't a gimmick.
Way
It was a
up
shoot.
there. Yes, it was a bad brother, man.
I bet Jane would have gone after him when he was younger, but she
Who?
wasn't around the wrestlers. Jane Fonda.
That's Tony. You talking about damn Ted Turner?
No, but I mean, maybe if she was
you
around.
You know what I heard about? And the kids.
Cover the kids' ears now. This is adult talk.
This is what I heard.
Yeah.
One of my friends that actually did get with her, he said down there looked like somebody took a hatchet to a tomato.
Really?
I told you more than I should have.
So a friend of yours enjoyed Jane.
I don't know if he enjoyed it after that. You
Well,
look down there and see that goddamn shit. Like,
he had
man, I don't need no salad.
He had anticipation of enjoying Jane.
It was embarrassing.
Now,
It was like
who was it?
I
Who was
pushed
it?
all them young, good-looking girls away, and so I could be with this one. And
But
I gotta
you
get
know
that.
what? You gotta say that is probably as gross as it was. That's a name to have under the belt, Jane Fonda, even at an advanced age.
I take it as a negative. You put your dick in that,
During the time of WCW,
go to a mud puddle and just stick it.
she was probably
Stick it.
She was probably in her late 50s, early 60s. She wasn't. It's not like the 2021 Jane Fonda.
How do you know?
Well, I would think she's aged a little bit in 20-something years. If
She
it
got
looked,
all that money,
it
plastic
look-
surgery,
well,
plastic.
if it looked like a hatchet hit a tomato back in the 90s,
You know what they do in Hollywood now?
What do they do?
The people come in there, and the only reason I know this is not from one of the Kardashians, but it might have been. They go in to get their,
vajayjays,
yeah, you say it,
the vajayjays worked on.
fixed, because it hangs like, like chandeliers.
Slopes
It's
a little bit.
It's hanging out. No, sometimes you got them loose lips. Boom. You take a picture, like a naked picture, and you're like, what's that? What's that rope hanging down? That's not rope.
Little sagging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
But they can clip it. They do surgery now. Plastic surgery on your face. Plastic surgery on your
in your place. So who was the gardener who took the hatchet to the tomato?
Why you keep trying me?
I'm
not gonna tell
confused.
you
I don't
that.
know who it is.
You're not going to. I would have said it at the beginning.
All right, one more before we go. February 15th, 1989, after a WWF television taping, the boys gather to enjoy themselves in Birmingham for a night of fun. Two men got into an altercation with a woman. Haku got involved and bit off the man's nose, which led to legal problems galore.
I heard about that.
You weren't at that one.
I wasn't at that one.
How dangerous of a man was Haku to bite off someone's nose?
If he bit it, he could have chopped it off. But I did hear that story. But I was there for a story in East St. Louis, which is right
With
across the
Haku?
bridge from St. Louis. Yes. And we was with the seamstresses. We call them seamstresses.
Oh, I know the seamstresses, yeah. We've heard a lot of stories about them over the years.
For real?
Oh,
Still?
yeah. They weren't just partying with Marty.
No, they did once or twice, and they regretted it because the next day they walked very wide.
What are you looking for, Marty?
Something put in my teeth. I need a paper
all right.
tooth.
Well, as we wrap up this show,
Now wait, let me get this.
you want a piece of paper? Let me give you. You know what? Hold on. Take one of these ones. We already used this.
It's already what?
With Haku,
I got this teeth.
what happened in
tooth.
St. Louis with Haku?
We walked into the place, East St. Louis.
Yeah.
Walked in, it was the Flats. It was a big-ass club, city. And we just want to get a 12-pack and go home, Next
You were
town.
going to get a 12-pack at a bar?
Yep. And it was a biker bar. And we walked in
They
there.
would sell that, though, at a bar,
Yep.
a 12-pack?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. Man,
Okay.
everything ain't like Georgia or where we at right now.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, well, she all pretty lenient.
No. We tried.
That girl from the front desk,
You like her.
I think I'm going to go ahead and go to Uno's. Oh, that was a plug.
Kayfabe, baby.
But, she said come over. Well, you
Now,
should go there.
Would you tell her what happened with Jane Fonda?
Well, what had happened was me and Haku went in this place, and Samoans don't like to be called the N-word.
I've heard that.
No, nobody would. Nobody.
No,
does.
no, obviously no one wants to hear it, but even Samoans.
Yeah, because they're darker skin.
Yeah,
and
it's an
hair.
insult to them too.
And we were in there, and it was like a bunch of bikers, and we were just getting beer to go. And they were calling, we had the blonde hair, I hate to say this, Julie was her name.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
Stop messing with her.
I'm not messing with her. I know who you're talking about.
All right. But they kept saying that N-word, N-word, that N-word, N-word, that N-word. And I'm sitting there going, oh, fuck. Because I know Haku.
They had no idea what they were getting themselves into.
But here's what I was thinking. I was like, he'll get a few of them. And I'll get a couple more, but it's a lot of them. Right? And one come up and put his hand on his shoulder and goes, "Did you hear what I said, nigger?"
Oh, God.
Haku did like this. And all them boys down the aisle over there, it was like watching a cartoon. Paper, you know how the paper slides down the wall? And he was just kicking. He didn't use his hands that I saw. He was that quick. And I was like, because I was scared to death. We had to fight our way out.
Was it just you and him?
Yep. And the girl, and Julie.
And Julie, yeah.
Yep. And all of them were laying on the floor. Haku picked up the 12, it was a 12-pack. He picked up, he goes, "Let's go, Marty." Yep.
But that's an interesting story in and of itself. Did that lead to the legal problems, like when he bit off the man's nose? Or was
I heard about that, but I wasn't there, so
Yeah.
if I say anything, I'm talking out my ass.
But I mean, when the night when you had the problem in East St. Louis, were there any problems after the fact with that, or was that just over with?
It was pretty much over.
He took care of business,
Yep,
and he
yep.
got his 12-pack, and he was done.
Bikers are badass white boys. The white boys are pussy asses. That's why nobody stands up when the goddamn boy. I'm about to go off right now.
Uh-oh.
When the Democrats can they fucking riot all over the goddamn place, and it's okay, but you got that fucking Lightfoot ninja ass motherfucker in Chicago, and the bitch ass motherfuckers in Seattle and Oregon. Like, it's okay, it's peaceful. You're robbing the goddamn places. But the goddamn motherfuckers get together from the Republican side, and you spreaders, super spreaders. Man, eat my dick. Fuck. But anyway.
I wonder what Jane Fonda thinks about it.
I think Jane would like you, man.
You do? I don't think I'd take the hatchet to the tomato, though. It's been a while, but it hasn't been that long.
What you gonna do with it?
Huh?
What you gonna do with it?
Nothing.
You gonna go home
With
and put your
Jane,
hand...
I really don't have much interest in Jane.
Okay, but you gonna go home and put your hand around it tonight?
Before Jane, yes.
Well, when you call me at 4 in the morning, I know what the hell you call it.
I won't be. But that's a different story for a different time. But was Haku, obviously with the story you told, as dangerous as everyone used to say? Was he one of the
More
tough?
so.
Can you think of anyone in this industry, if they were provoked, that could be more dangerous than Haku? Do you think Haku could have taken Andre? Do you think Haku could have taken Holly? Wow.
I love Bobby. I love Bobby.
I'm just trying to think of some of the
Nobody. I'll go
There's
ahead and answer.
nobody.
You keep picking answers or
Well, how about someone like a Shamrock?
Shit.
Really?
I like Ken.
Yeah.
Nah. Look, this man was
He's
the
of a
Shaw.
different category.
He took care of the Shaw, I guess, the king of Japan. His job was to make sure nobody gets close, and he could do it without you ever knowing. He'd do it like this and snap your neck. Nobody saw nothing. Why'd he fall to the ground?
So even his fellow Samoans wouldn't have a chance.
One time, Shawn and I was in, we had a match with some arrogant motherfucker. He was a dickhead, man. I try to like everybody, but you know, sometimes I got to go ahead and say, fuck you, dick face. And this guy was a dick face.
Now, who is this?
I don't know his name. He was an extra.
Oh, this was an enhancement talent?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was like, because I was joking around with him, because he was wrapping his fingers with a little tape on each finger. I'm like, why you doing that, brother? He goes, it shows I'm not an idiot. It shows I know what I'm doing. It shows that when you beat somebody, you mean something. And he goes, I'm going to tell you like I told a Barbarian. If you give me a stiff one, I'm going to give you a receipt. I wanted to tear that motherfucker's head off right there, right then. But so he went and we had our little match. We did good. Shawn, no, I hate to say it, but nobody liked Shawn back then. But we did all right. But he had a match the next hour, he had a match with the Barbarians, and that's what he was saying about, I told Barbarian, if you stiff me, you will get a receipt. You told Barb that? Why don't you just say, please cut my throat? And after the match, the same.
Whoa.
I got nothing against. I don't even know what it is, but you know what? I'm old school. Gay people.
It was the terminology you grew up with.
Right. It doesn't mean we don't love y'all. It just means just understand that you ain't me. And I ain't you. Because
so what
you can say, call me straight, that don't offend me. I call you all of a sudden I'm bad.
So what happened in this match with Barbarian? What happened to the guy?
Oh, where were we at? Which story?
You had this cocky enhancement talent that told you if you were stiff with them.
Okay, and here's what happened.
What happened with Barbarian?
They went and did their match, and they come back in the dressing room after the match. And the bad boy, it was like, I did the style. It lets me know that I ain't a punk. He comes in there, he grabs a chair, he throws a couple of them against the wall. The enhancement
guy?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's going crazy. And we're all like, God damn. And I spoke up because I'd worked with him earlier.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's up, bro? He goes, fuck goddamn Barbarian. That motherfucker stiffed me. I'm gonna beat his ass. Fuck you, fuck. And the door opened and Barb and Warlord came through. And the guy goes, oh, hey, Barb. Hey. You motherfucker.
Do you remember the
Talk all that goddamn shit when that Barb walks in. Hey, brother. Hey, thank you.
Do you remember his name?
But let me finish.
Oh, okay.
No, of course not. But at the end of the show, we showered up.
Yep.
Yeah, we're last semi-main and main event. So, dressing room, and I remember going to Barb, and I was like, Barb, what's it like to be the baddest ass in the industry? And he goes, ho, 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 Marty, I'm okay. Haku, now he bad. And I thought, oh my God, if a bad boy like that said this bad boy is the one.
He's bad.
Yep.
All right, wrestling fans, before we go, one final question,
How many final questions you had?
Well, what happened with Jane?
Which one?
Fonda.
She ended up blowing something she didn't realize it belonged to somebody else. Do you want me to go more?
Yes.
You would never say no
The
to her.
statutes of limitation are long
No,
gone.
but you like
Jane is
ratings,
no longer-
ratings. I just want ratings. I don't care if it gets you in trouble.
Jane is no longer married to Ted, so that's a good
Hey,
thing.
that's been a while, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. It's in the past.
You remember the first time I ever had sex with Christy Brinkley?
No, I didn't know you were with Christy.
With Billy Joe. They were married, I
You were
think.
the piano man?
Huh?
You were the piano man?
Sing us a song, you're the piano man.
Sing us a song tonight. This is great. You were with Christy Brinkley.
I didn't say that.
Oh,
I might have been.
before, during, or after Billy Joel? All right. Did you ever
But
play?
I would go with that if I had to ask after.
Nothing ever happened on the piano.
Nothing happened on the piano, man.
But-
Sing me a song
But
tonight.
what about Jane? What about Jane? Now, I imagine she would only
Jane-
go for one of the elite.
You
in
know
that
what?
company.
Jane's a hooker.
Jane's a hooker.
But she's a high-class hooker. She's a $1 billion club.
So I'm thinking as far as
Hey, Jane,
if she went after someone in WCW.
I love you. I loved your movies. I kind of did. Then I found out who you were behind the scenes. Man, go eat Nancy Grace's
You
pussy.
know what happened. You know what she was like in the 70s. You're a smart enough guy.
I was young.
Yeah. Well, you weren't familiar with that then?
I was young.
Well, it's a disgrace. But you're talking about
Yeah,
some.
she spit on the damn Marines. They
Right.
went over there and fought for
She's
them.
and then she was.
Here, bitch, swallow that.
And then she
I
was.
missed it. You saw that.
She was acted like a lower class woman with what she did with
She's a
in
garbage can
WCW.
Garbage can cunt.
Who was it that used her as the garbage can?
Oh, what's the name? Drosy. Duke Drosy.
Well, he wasn't in WCW, so it wasn't him.
Well, you tricked me up with that question.
It had it had to have been a high class guy in the company. Now I know Ted Turner was a big fan of Nature
Who
Boy.
are you talking to?
Nature Boy Ric Flair.
There ain't nothing else but in the lights.
Ted Turner.
Where's
loved,
Matt? Oh, there you are.
Ted Turner loved the Nature Boy.
Yeah.
Did
Oh,
she-
I ain't got nothing against Ted. I love him
Yeah.
to death.
But did she?
You
ride,
know what he did
What
though?
did he do?
TBS. He was first one to come with national.
Yeah.
And you know what saved his ass when he was losing money?
Wrestling.
Yep. And he
Because
never
it was
forgot
inexpensive and it drew huge ratings.
It. Yep. And
That
it saved him.
That and Andy Griffith.
Barney Fife. Yep.
But
and he never forgot it though. So I
He
got
was
to love
loyal to
him.
the
I
bu-
got
he
to
was
love his
loyal to the
dumb ass for
business.
that.
And you know what? If he didn't lose power at Turner when it sold to AOL, I don't know if WCW would have gone out of business.
Probably not.
I think he would have stayed loyal to it. Because even though it was losing money at that point, look at it like this. They owned it. They were presenting it on TV. But the company, WCW, that was owned by Turner Broadcasting, they weren't getting any rights fees. If they were getting rights fees like WWE gets now from USA and Fox, think of how much they were living basically off of live gates and pay-per-views. If they were getting TV rights fees from the company that owned them, Turner Broadcasting, they would probably be a very profitable company.
Yeah, I think so.
And they
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Does a person with a lot of money become smart?
No.
Next.
So did Jane ride Space Mountain?
You have to ask Flair that.
So that's
but,
a no.
but if I was a betting man, I'd put 100 to 1. Yep.
Did Jane Fonda perhaps wear a little yellow and
Why
red?
you trying?
Because I'm really interested in this one. A little yellow and red. Was there a little Fonda? Fonda
Okay,
mania?
hey, bro, this is one you ain't gonna get. Y'all ain't gonna get. Old tie yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. Do you
let me ask you
still
this.
remember
If
me?
if there wasn't Fonda mania, did she ever go, oh yeah?
I don't know, but Otis does that now.
We know that. I'm talking about
Yeah,
old.
but how does he say it?
Oh yeah. Give me.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Give me,
yeah.
oh, taka.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's sort of like that.
I don't think Jane serviced Otis.
Huh?
I don't think Jane serviced Otis.
Huh?
Yeah. No hints, though.
Only twice that time you got me.
Did she?
So
ever,
we even one on one.
did she ever go? Ow!
Who does that?
Sting.
Him? I gotta go wee because
All right. Well,
they've made me drink so much water to flush out my system.
That's all we have here at the studio. We have no refreshments other than water. All right, Marty, we heard about Haku, we heard about J.J. Dillon, and a lot of other things that weren't on the script.
I like you, JJ, you know that, but stop kissing ass, brother.
Amongst
Well, how
other.
you gonna live with yourself towards the end when you gotta look at yourself in the mirror if you can raise up to it and go, I wasn't me. I let these bitches own me. I would have blown their dick if I would have got a job. How you live like that, bro? I love you, Jay.
You think
love
that,
you.
you think that's how JJ got the job?
No, I didn't say that.
Do you think that-
JJ, I'm talking to JJ directly. He knows what I'm saying.
you think others service JJ?
No, stop it.
Oh,
Why are the cameras angled?
was JJ service?
Are you not going to stop, are you?
I'm not going to stop, no.
The first time I had sex with your, what's her name? The one that
You?
Yeah, your wife. Or
Mine?
ex-wife.
Linda?
Yeah, Linda.
What about her?
The one with the kid.
Yeah.
Yes. The first time I had sex with her,
You banged Linda Moratti.
do you want me to tell them?
I'd be actually kind of interested to hear that. I didn't
You
know.
really want me to tell them?
I didn't know Linda liked to rock like that.
Okay, well, leave it alone. Now stop, or I will.
All right, well, so we're not going to get any 411 about Jane.
So his wife, the first time I ever met her,
You know, the funny thing is, I almost wish she let him come in and you met her, because at least he could have got the picture with you.
yeah, but you
She
still
can
got
go and do what she wants in
Why'd
her
that
life.
girl
I'm
leave
done
you?
with
Why'd
her.
that girl leave you?
Why did she leave me?
Yeah.
Life became very difficult after that car accident with the Sheik when I became
so
disabled.
you chose the easy way out?
Who?
You.
Me?
Who left who?
Her.
She left herself.
Well, she left old Dan Moratti.
Yeah, well, damn, Marati might have been a lot to handle.
Let me tell you this, it's very difficult. What's that? I couldn't even understand what he said. One didn't? Oh, the wallet. Well, the wallet never left. No. So she always had that to rely on. No, it's just, you know, to get personal on my end. When I became physically disabled, it was an extremely difficult situation for two younger people, especially with kids in the picture, you know?
Yeah.
But I didn't know you met her.
Oh, she seems like a sweetheart.
A lot of people say that.
Well, I'm partial to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know,
I'll
and-
say this. In her heart, she knows to this very second, if she ever runs into trouble, I'm there in a
There you
heartbeat.
are,
And I
okay.
always will be. I detest some of the things she's done to me. She's crushed my spirit.
Everybody's different.
She's crushed my wallet. She's crushed my bank
You
account.
could always make money again, though.
But exactly. You know what? But those two kids, hopefully, God forbid, will always be around, hopefully, until I'm long in the ground. That's all that counts at the end of the day. As long as they're happy, healthy, and safe, what more can I ask for?
Yeah, true that.
It was a nice life when we had it as is. It's just not that way anymore, so we move on.
What if you had to date 3 girls at one time?
Well, are you talking about my Comcast days, or?
No, in general, because I'm asking you.
I had 3 different ones I was going with at the same time at Comcast.
It ain't
at
that
one
hard
point.
to juggle?
None of them were
So
my.
you stay over this side of the room and stay over there?
Well, none of them were my official girlfriends, so
Oh,
it made
exactly.
it a little easier.
Exactly.
But what about Jane? Did she have that problem with Ted and other WCW
I heard her
superstars?
fart stink.
Really?
I heard. I wasn't there for one, but I heard like when she farted, people ran.
Really?
But when you hear that little,
All right, well.
you run. All right, I'm going bathroom.
All right, wrestling fans. Well, for my friend
Oh,
Marty,
where's on camera?
for my friend
Look
Marty
at this how you
Jannetty,
throw a curveball. Hey, brother, Liberty, did they win?
he'll check for you.
Okay,
We
I'm gonna
will
go to
be
the
back
bathroom.
in the month of
Coastal
February.
Carolina. Oh, I'm sorry.
We will be back in the month
Coastal
of.
Carolina.
Well, what?
Go ahead.
We will be-
Coastal Carolina.
We will.
Carolina.
We will. All right. We will be back next Thursday night at 10 p.m. for another edition of Wrestling Insiders. Party with Marty is Marty. He's got that Flomax going, baby. He needs the restroom.
Jane Fonda.
For all you great folks, if you've enjoyed this, hit the super chat button. Don't forget to tip the bartender. On top of that, our Patreon campaign is ongoing at patreon.com/Boston
There goes the end of the season.
Wrestling. You can help keep the legends working. You get early access, ad-free access to all of our fine talk shows, as well as our Studio Shoot Interview DVD series. We hope you continue to love this series with Marty. Then we have every Tuesday night with Tony Atlas at 10 p.m. Wednesday, hopefully we're going to still be having Leo Rush with us sometime in 2021. And then Friday nights, after the Thunderdome goes dark in Florida, the dome on John Cena Sr.'s head lights up like a Christmas tree. For Marty Jannetty, who's headed to the restroom, I'm Dan Marotti. Until we speak again, folks, you and yours be well, stay healthy, good night.